I want my children to understand the world so they are positioned to make it a better place. A quotation by Howard Gardner, psychologist and educator. As professionals, architects have a primary duty of care to the communities they serve. These are the first words in the permeable to the UIA Accord on a recommended international standard of professionalism in architectural practice. B, or built environment education, does not only serve one particular sector of the community, the young people. Rather, one of its vital roles is to reduce feelings of disconnection and to contribute to a more harmonious society where kids, who will be the citizens of the future, feel empowered. Unfortunately, some societies send different messages to children about their place in the world. Good or bad, they provide the context or the cadre de vie, which so affects the physical and psychological qualities of the children's lives, and in which they start to grow into their future role as citizens. This message, regretfully, is the otherness, or any different classification such as race, gender, religion, physical ability, socioeconomic status, minority, ethnicity, anything. The stereotype threats are considered as a major factor contributing to this otherness. The concept of other also refers to a person other than oneself and is singled out as different. Marginalization and exclusion are two types of othering. Social exclusion is intertwined with lack of access to resources or decision making. And self-perception in this case is then vulnerably stimulated, and mistrust, suspect, and rivalry are solidified. It's in the very core of built environment education to empower young children with their basic human rights that would in turn guarantee inclusion, fairness, and equity. That was my introduction. Hello everyone, wherever you are. In this presentation, together we will overview some theoretical approaches and practical experiences on how built environment education can deal with class, race, and gender for everyone, everywhere. I have designed this presentation in Q&A formats. Question number 1. What is meant by dealing with class, race, and gender? Dealing with class, race, and gender means dealing with differences between people. Indeed, we are different. We are not of the same place. It's just normal that we have different races. We don't look the same. We don't share the same living circumstances. Some of us live in different settings. Some live in less privileged cities or communities or villages. Some cannot go to school. They have to work. Some of us live in deteriorated areas or congested areas. Some are rich, some are poor. And you know what, guys? In some communities, there is difference between boys and girls. In some communities, boys enjoy much freedom and maybe more rights than girls. In some other communities, people have different skin tones, different looks. Others may have different orientations or even abilities, either physical or mental abilities. And this is just natural. However, when we are children or teens, we might feel differently. We might become less proactive or less engaged. Sometimes we become sensitive, or sometimes we act introvert when we deal with strangers or others or any people from any other community. Question number 2. Can built environment help? Yes. We, as educators and trainers of built environment education, are aware of such variances. And it's our role and duty to include everyone, to show that built environment education is a method of enlightenment, enablement, and democracy. B helps us, improves our quality of lives. B is our tool for welfare and well-being, now and in the future. Children need environment-related experiences during the character-decisive years of life. B provides positive contributions to their development, indeed. Not only that, but through B collective learning practices, we hit the limit of knowledge transfer, we endorse the sense of society, and we secure the children's responsive choices today and tomorrow. Question number 3. How can B deal with such issues? According to the UIA, Built Environment Education Guidelines, it is in the very core objectives of the Architecture and Children Work Program to give young people an awareness of their roles, an awareness of their rights and responsibilities in the creation of the built environment, an understanding of the relationship between the built and natural environment and of the link between sustainable development and quality of life, the vocabulary they need to discuss the qualities of places and how they relate to the life of a community, the discovery that architecture is a creative intellectual task of research and design that draws on humanity, culture, heritage, nature, and society. Built environment education in that sense enriches the children's professional development and brings the joy of personal discovery. Based on the fact that the built environment is a cultural product, hence politics, economy, everyday life, identity, cultural representation, ecology, social justice, resistance, etc., all shape the kids' perception towards where they live, and thus the world. As B instructors, we are facilitators that help the young ones play any or some of the following roles: advocates for change, researchers, trailblazers, clients, expert consultants, creative inspirers, co-designers, builders, and placemakers. For that, and based on practical experience, there are several B strategies for dealing with class, race, and gender. Like working with any communities, there are certain things to consider and to prepare ahead, to think of and to prepare ahead. Number 1 is knowing the community. And that means a very good desktop as well as grounded research about the community or the children group that you will be introducing B to. The second thing is the trust building. And this is achieved through the public hearing, focus groups, getting to know a key person or someone in the community who everyone trusts and respects, because this helps, and this guy or family will be the key. Exchanging information, and this is done through socializing. You have also participation, and here comes B, or built environment education practices. And there is number 5, which is the impact monitoring, which means that you have always to come back and touch base with your children group. Question number 4. How can we include everyone in our practices? The answer is, like any engagement for any children group, there are some considerations, including the preparation of topic, the anticipation of the expected challenges, the preparation of warming up activities, and then comes the B practices at number 4, and the teaming, the mixing and mingling, and maybe the role reversing between the kids and between the trainers and kids, and the follow-up. For the preparation of topic, we do study everything, almost everything about the who and where of the children group we are interacting with. The location, the specific geographical features, the climate, the historical incidents that have influenced the identity of that place and culture, the human aspects, the family configuration, the societal structure, the traditions, their key figures or local heroes, their pop culture stories. And then we move to the preparation of whatever topic we will introduce, together with the activities like any other workshop or any session. Then the anticipation of the possible challenges that may appear. Once again, I'm not talking here about the specific topic-related challenges or how to practice B, but rather the anticipated challenges I mean here relate to the tone, the language, the body language, the dialect, the vocabulary, the everyday practices, the gender-related issues, the dress code. We have to respect and abide to such aspects. And then the preparation of the warming up activity, which is our key to familiarize ourselves with the kids, as well as to familiarize the kids among themselves, because sometimes the kids are not in harmony, or there is an age gap, or there is a classical separation between the genders or whatever. And there is always many techniques to do so, and many gaming practices and many warming up, breaking the ice activities. For example, we play the bottle for introduction, or we pair kids and ask each one of them to get to know the partner's basic info, interests, and including a fun fact, then to present him her. And it's always merrier that we, the instructors or the trainers, mix and mingle with the kids. A third example is that we stand in a circle and everyone stands in the middle in turn and silently pantomimes or charades, and we try to guess or figure out her name and the basic info they act. And sometimes physical activities engage the kids faster and easier. As for B practices, we have to introduce and explain the activities at first, and raise questions related to every activity, the flow and the structure, and engage the kids to suggest how to start or how to play or how to do whatever, and give example and let them give example and so on, as if the kids are part of the session design and part of the structure. Yes, we do have an agenda and we have a plan, but we always make the kids feel that the activities are related to their preferences or are based on their preferences. And as previously mentioned, and as everywhere, we start with a challenge or a dare or a provocative story or whatever. We make sure that we team the kids for activities in a random manner, so that everyone gets mingled with everyone. For example, if you want 4 groups out of 20 kids, we make sure that they are gathered randomly, and then we ask them to number themselves sequentially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we ask all number 1 to team up together as team 1, and then all number 2s to team up as team 2, and like that. Then all the teams rotate. this also depends on the culture and the age group and the acceptance of the society for such mixing and mingling. And then comes the follow-up. It means that one of the trainer's team should always be around for following up the entire workshop or session all the time. That's his only or her only job. It's he or she, the wise, experienced teacher or trainer person, that is to interfere when needed. Like in the case of disagreement, in the case of boredom, he or she observes the engagement of the kids, observes the time consumption, observes the flow or the pace of activities, and reconciles any divergences. There are certain reminders. You always have to remind the kids and to say it out loud that we are all one. Do not be shy to voice your opinion. We respect one another. We help one another. These mottos should always revolve. Sometimes we write them and stick them on the walls. Question number 5. Is there any solid example for dealing with such differences? Okay. I will give you an example from El Jara or El Gara الصغير village, which is a small oasis in the Egyptian western desert. Very small. The number of its inhabitants does not exceed 750 persons. They belong to the Amazigh tribe. This Amazigh tribe belongs to the western desert in Egypt, Libya, Algeria, and Morocco. They enjoy well-built, slim, tall bodies. They have colored eyes and a tanned skin tone. They wear their white jalabiyas. They speak their unwritten Amazighi language, and they learn Arabic casually and at school. El Jara الصغير is located around 270 kilometers from Siwa Oasis to its east, and about 240 kilometers from Marsa Matruh to its north. It has no official regular transportation to or from the village. There is only 4 security checkpoints on its road from the oasis and from the nearest city. Everything in the village is totally different and is totally ancient. The village has no electricity, only one diesel generator that works from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. And through a German donation, people were able to plant solar panels to produce electricity. In El Jara, there is no internet, no mobile phones, only one landline, and there are hot water springs, which people depend on for water distillation. They grow palm trees, they grow olive trees, from which everything is manufactured. They receive from the government, they receive rice, wheat, sugar, they receive blankets, and they also feed on any milk product that is processed from sheep. They also manufacture molasses, and there are several grains for bread. The available building material is the kershif. The kershif is mud mixed with salt and molded as convenient. It dries in the sun, of course. From Kershif, you can see the old houses, and you can see the shali, that's the high fortress or small mini citadel. It has lasted for centuries and still is sustaining its existence. The village is deprived of healthcare facilities. It has only one ambulance, and it has only one school. There are 150 students in the elementary and preparatory stages. It doesn't have high school or secondary school, and there is only 2 teachers for all subjects of the school. The village has some old computers. So such facts might tell you that the village is poor. But let me tell you this. This village celebrates 100% literacy. This village is self-sufficient. this village has potentials to become a sustainable natural preserved destination. It enjoys a location like no other. It has several hot water springs and salty lakes for tourism and for curing many diseases. It's an architectural open museum. It has the Weeping Mountain, which is a wonder. And it has 500,000 fedans of fertile agricultural soil. Can you guess the challenges when dealing with El Jara kids? Yes, exactly as you thought. They are a little conservative with strangers. They have their own traditions. For example, total separation between boys and girls. Girls are not seen on the streets. Girls are the ones who produce the goods from the palm reeds and the wool, and the boys sell those goods to tourists and to shops or whatever. And there is the language of barrier, and there is another language in the accent of the popular Arabic language when they speak Arabic. Question number 6. How did I manage to introduce built environment education to El Jara kids? Well, I went to the boys who sold the goods that are made by the girls at home. After I bought a few things, I asked them to teach me about their village. And I asked them to take me to a tour. And then I requested to sit with them in a shaded place like a hut, because it was noon and it was too hot and too sunny. In this palm hut, we introduced ourselves, and for every name I heard, every name mentioned of the boys, I say, what a beautiful name. I love that name. It's the name of my son. This is the name of my brother. This is the name of my favorite student, and so on. And then I asked them to teach me some local songs. Most, in the beginning, were a little conservative to open up to me. And then I asked them to teach me some words in Amazighi. And we all laughed about my incapability to speak the language correctly or to pronounce the words. And then I asked them if we can all sing a national song to present at school after we finish our class.
بلادي 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 لك حبي وفؤادي بلادي 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 لك حبي وفؤادي مصر يا أم البلاد أنت غايتي والمراد وعلى كل العباد كمل نيلك من أيادي.
And then we went to school, and the girls were waiting in one class and the boys were in another class. With the boys, already friends now, some rules were discussed, and some bonuses were promised for discipline, for order, for helping one another, for whatever, for best practices. And through a roundtable discussion, questions were raised about the heritage assets, the sustainable features, whatever of the culture of the village. And every correct answer had to be accompanied by an idea or a slogan or a collage poster or a drawing to promote the features and aspects of such magnificent community. By the end of the session, I distributed the school supplies and crafts material that I brought for the kids as incentives, together with some snacks and juices to celebrate the class. And the same was repeated with the girls' class.
لوحات من المباني اللي حوالينا
After returning home, we had a small exhibition for the artworks of the kids. The kids and the parents were extra proud of El Jara tourism and sustainable potentials, and the works were printed in flyers promoting for the village. And guess what? B did create a dialogue. B did change some cultural misconceptions. B did promote trust and respect. B did bridge gaps of differences built by some misconceptions. B reinforced communication. And guess what again? The kids call me from time to time asking me for more workshops. I hope the presentation was resourceful. I hope the presentation was inspiring, and thank you.